the Andromeda galaxy, you can see it with your naked eye almost here from the UK, or with binoculars, you see this thing.
Yeah.
It took the light over 2 million years to reach us from that thing, which means it began its journey. You're looking at it live through your binoculars. It began its journey before we had evolved on the Earth. And it's coming along.
Oh, my God.
How do you know?
So mind-blowing. How do you know?
And the story is wonderful. And it involves an astronomer called Henrietta Leavitt, who was working at the turn of the 20th century, and she was looking at patterns in data, so like Kepler, patterns in the snowflakes, and she had to notice a pattern in the way these particular stars behave, called Cepheid variable stars, but she noticed a pattern, and that allowed her to figure out, by just seeing how they vary in brightness, how bright they actually are. And this is the key idea. It's called a standard candle, because if you imagine if you've got this light and you know how bright it actually is, and then you can see how dim it is and say, well, I know how far away it is then. The further away it is, the dimmer it is, right?
Right, yeah.
That's it. That's it. But so it took this 20th century discovery by this genius, Henrietta Leavitt, who was just working, and her job was just to catalogue things, because that's what women did at the time, right? They were just
they would be the ones that would see
But she saw
everything.
the pattern.
Yeah.
And so she became an extremely famous astronomer, and that's one of the basic ways. But it just shows you that someone's got to do that. Someone's got to figure out a way of measuring the distance to the stars and the distance to the galaxies. And it's really 20th century discoveries, actually. So we didn't know. Until the 1920s, we didn't know whether these little patches of light in the sky were other galaxies or structures in our own galaxy. So we didn't know that. It's almost living memory. It's 1920s that we discovered that.